All right, thoroughbreds, welcome back to another episode of Penalty Broncos. We are the number one Broncos podcast that we listen to, coming to you from the Bandwagon Bar. I am here, ready to go, ready to rip in, and we have our forward pack online. Ringer, mate, how are you going? How's your weekend been?
Yeah, mate, very good. Very cold out in the west. Ice and shit on windscreens and eskies in the morning, so fuck that. They can keep that shit down south where it belongs. But yeah, good to see a win for the boys, mate. We got a big show tonight, no doubt. I did just see only about 10 minutes ago that the great Sam Backo has sadly passed away. An absolute legend of Queensland Rugby League and played in the absolute gun Canberra Raiders sides. So, yeah, condolences to all the family, and I'm sure a lot of thoroughbreds, especially thoroughbreds as dads, will have very fond memories of Sam Backo. So I think there was one great fight on the sidelines with a Kiwi fellow. I can't remember the name, but it's one of the best rugby league clips you'll ever watch. Thoroughbreds, go and find that on YouTube because it's an absolute fucking UFC was born from that shit. Fuck me, that it was a good punch on.
That's right. He is a member of the 1988 Whitewash team, I believe. Made his debut, actually, in that series, I'm pretty sure. Passed away up in Cairns there from an infection.
Poor bastard.
But he did get to see the Queenslanders win this year, coming back one down with the loss at Suncorp. So happy man, no doubt, for sure. Langers, how you been, mate? Big weekend?
Big weekend, mate. Yeah, standard week. Back in Collinsville, mate. God's country. Just I should buy a house there.
Home sweet home.
Yeah, but work was good, mate. But yeah, no, had a wedding last night, so Saturday night, and oh yeah, you want to mix beer, spirits, red wine, and white wine, and oh yeah, you're gonna get one conclusion, aren't you? So this morning was very quiet and very slow, but no, it was good. Good to see, obviously our mates get married and whatnot, beautiful wedding, all that sort of stuff. No dramas, so that's always good with a wedding. But yeah, no, apart from that, watching the Broncos, mate, how good, how absolutely amazing was it? Which I'm sure we will get into in great detail very directly. But mate, how about you? How's your weekend?
Oh, thoroughbreds, if you're watching the YouTube version of this, you'll notice I've got the Oompa Loompa going on here. We had a couple of big days at soccer. We double headers catching up from the wet weather, and it was cold as shit. The wind at the soccer fields runs straight off ice caps, straight through your rib cage. And so she's a clear sunny day, but it's nice and cold. So you get the illusion that it's not too bad going on with the sun. I managed to top up the kids twice or three times maybe with sunscreen, but because I'm a idiot and I've got toxic masculinity, I didn't do myself. So you'd think at this age, after how many times I've been sunburnt, I'd give it a whirl. But anyway, we're here now. We're here now. So dealing with the consequences of my actions. But great weekend seeing both the NRL and NRLW teams get a W.
Oh.
But yeah, anyway, we might as well rip into this one because this is going to be shit hot. We've got 10 tries to get through.
Yes, sir.
And just a quick shout out to the little general. 10 conversions, 10 out of 10 he went, and they weren't all from in front either. They were either side of the field and whatnot. Yep. So good on him. Thoroughbreds, if you are listening, please hit the like button. It'll be real easy just to sit down to your device, clip that up. We are also on the hunt for some businesses that want a shout out. So hit the email in the description. Send us a DM, a link or whatever, and we'll send you some information on that one. So we'll get into it straight up, I reckon. We'll just hook in. Broncos v Rabbitohs. We took on the Rabbitohs in round 22 of the Telstra NRL Premiership at home, Suncorp Stadium. The poor bunnies are the definition of the walking wounded. I believe on the Friday, they lost their number 9, was it Hubner? they lost him due to ongoing concussion issues. So he's in the 11-day protocol now because of that. And then they turned to their 18th man to, you have to come in. And he started showing symptoms of a concussion as well, delayed symptoms. So out as well. The 17 that we seen run out for the Rabbits was the 17 that they had available to play that night. Absolutely horrendous scenes. They ended up losing their run on number 9 as well. I'm pretty sure that was in the worst, 15th, within 15 minutes. Shoulder complaint or something like that. So he was out for or I think he could have come on. But I mean, you haven't got players anyway, so you might as well rest the lad up and not send him back out to re-aggravate it or make it even worse. So, yeah, absolutely shocking. I am approaching this that any team in this competition should have put at least 50 on those poor bastards. But shout out to the Rabbits as well. They put up a bit of a fight, as we'll talk about, I'm sure. So, first half, 18-8. We go into the sheds up, got a 10-point lead. Come out in the second half. Fortunately, no drop off from us. We put 42-6 on them in the second half for a 60-14 win. Absolute demolition has done very well for our second half, for and against. I can tell you that right now. Possession was 53% to 47%, so it wasn't a blowout there, which was good to see. Completion rate 78% still. To 76%. We completed 36 out of 46, while the Rabbits completed 32 out of 42, so they competed as much as they could. Average set meters, 40.52, up against 30.26 to the Rabbits. Tackle efficiency, still in the 90s, which was good to see, 90.77% versus 85. Penalties conceded. We can't win a fucking trick here. 6-3. We gave away 3 more penalties than what we needed to, but errors as well, 13-12. I feel like I didn't realize we'd had that many errors.
No, me neither.
That kind of snuck up on us. Still bad. I'd love to see a game where we don't do over double digits. I'd love to see the score line of what would happen. 30 of you beautiful people were in attendance on the night. Thankfully, it seemed like one of the only games this weekend that wasn't a absolute fucking wet fucking shit fight.
Yeah.
The poor girls at McDonald Jones Stadium copped the absolute worst of it. There was a couple of games there postponed due to lightning and all sorts of stuff. The Bulldogs game didn't look like it was going to be fun for the groundskeepers this week. But anyway, ineffective tackles 5-13, and missed tackles 26-44. Puck infringements 3-5. Inside 10 meters, we got 1, they got 0. On reports, we got 2, and thankfully no sin bin. So that is the overview. Langers, we will just rip right into this one, mate. Send it away.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, absolutely. Let's get into it. So, as we all know, Broncos v Bunnies. Broncos kick off, and yeah, it seems like every sort of week I do this, nothing happens until the second minute, but something does happen in the second minute every single game. So, straight into the second minute, we get a knock on by South number 4, Tallis Duncan, right on the Bunnies try line. So, just an amazing first crack at a try for the Broncos. Unfortunately, the entire set was really sort of uneventful, I thought. And yeah, the Bunnies fullback, Jai Gray, just ends up taking a Ezra Mam grubber on the 5th pretty comfortably, and that was sort of it. So I was a little bit worried then because I was just like, obviously, the fielded 17 of what they could find, like half of them were just down the pub yesterday sort of thing. The amount of injuries that the Bunnies have had is just shocking. Even, I don't think even the great Wayne Bennett can do anything with that sort of roster at the moment. So, but yes, to have like a first crack like that straight on the try line and then to not have anything, I was a little bit worried, but it was only in the first 5 minutes. So, plenty of game to play still. So I wasn't sort of that worried, but then there was like a couple of minutes of just sort of backwards and forwards sort of footy, which was good. Then in the 7th minute, we get a knock on by Dean Mariner after the Broncos try to pass it through the hands. in that point, what you were saying before, Brito, Bunnies had an injured player, Ryan Gray, and he's basically smoked his arm, his shoulder. He couldn't feel it. So he went out onto Cobbo's wing, and a lot of the Broncos saw that. I saw Reece Walsh was like pointing at him to tell, obviously let everybody else know that this is what was happening, sort of thing. And then they spread it to Dean Mariner's side, which I thought was weird. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I thought they would have just started attacking that side instantly, but they didn't. And old Dean knocked it on, unfortunately. Then into the 9th minute, we get a penalty to the Bunnies for a flop by Reece Walsh. So 2 other Broncos had already tackled old mate, and Reece just decided to just pile on, and ref wasn't having a bar of that. So, yeah, very pressure relieving for the Bunnies. Bunnies number 10, Sean Kepi, ends up dropping the ball on the second after that. So it's a bit frustrating if you're a Bunnies fan, I'm sure. Into the 14th minute, failed intercept by Selwyn Cobbo gives the Bunnies a fresh set of 6 in their own end. Little note here is Broncos all over the Bunnies defensively, but very conservative in attack at this point in the game, which I think was very true. I was, we're 15 minutes in playing a team like the Bunnies with the team that they have, and just nothing, is sort of coming from it. So, but in saying that, we'll just fast forward 2 more minutes into the 16th minute, and we get a try to Ezra Mam after a lovely line bust and pass from Selwyn Cobbo. So, you can give Katoni Staggs a bit of kudos for that one as well, because he sort of ran across, passed it to Cobbo, who then, breaks the line, passes to Mam, who passes to Walsh, who passes back to Mam, who, strolls over untouched under the sticks. Kick converted, 6-0. Lads, what were your thoughts on that try? Ringer, I'll start with you, mate.
Yeah, mate, it was a pretty try to watch, wasn't it? All the backs getting involved, Katoni floating across, Selwyn hitting a good hard line, and did well to sort of catch the ball. It was slightly behind him, but he picked it up early, broke the tackle, and then got a beautiful pass away to Ezra. Good signs that we decided to go through the middle. I believe at this stage, I like the 4-play footy style of it, that we're not losing our heads and throwing it wide, but I didn't get a Reece Walsh bloody try assist for that one, so I'm a bit fucking dirty on the Super Show squads there. Surely he drew the fullback and threw the last pass, but anyway, it was good, pretty play, mate. Exactly what our guns should be doing in this sort of situation, I think, and it was good to see him pull it off.
Yep, absolutely. Brito, thoughts, mate?
Yeah, 100%. I enjoyed the fact that we weren't trying to just do ridiculous plays. Would have been very easy for us to sort of look over and go, well, there's only 17. It's not even like, honestly, there's probably 3 or 4 players in that team that would be the first choice in their position. Tallis Duncan in the center, the perfect example. He's not supposed to be there. And then we had the Gray issue out on the wing as well with his busted up shoulder. And we just decided, no, stick to the game plan. We'll just get through our motions, complete sets, and then we'll try a play here and there. And if it doesn't come off, there was a few coming up as well where they could have forced the pass like they would have done against the Eels, and they just held it and died with it. So very clear from the first minute that we were going to play just very easy footy.
Yep. Lovely. Rightio. Well, let's keep going, shall we? So from the 16th minute, 6-0 to the Broncos. Into the 19th minute, we get a charge down from Jordan Ricky, giving the Broncos another great chance at a try. Set ends with a grubber from Reynolds, which is picked up by Alex Johnson. So sort of, I mean, it was a good enough set. Like I thought it was good. I wasn't sort of too worried. It was just another set of footy sort of thing. But no, that charge down was really good. Obviously, got the blood pressure spiking a little bit for a lot of the thoroughbreds, I'm sure. Then in the next minute, 20th minute, penalty to the Bunnies for a leg lift by Big X. So that was just sort of, I don't know, a bit of a brain fart by him. Helps the Bunnies get out of their own end. Set ends with a nothing kick that is picked up by Benny Hunt, who makes a quick 20 metres. Then in the next minute, into the 21st minute, penalty to the Bunnies for an out of play. Bit of a weird one. You don't really see this one too often. Due to Gemmet Shibasaki not getting back on side quick enough and then receiving the ball from Selwyn Cobbo. So, yeah, another attacking opportunity for the Bunnies. Set ends with the Broncos taking Bunnies number 5, Bailey Bentley Harpe, out of the sideline about half a metre from the try line. So, yeah, good D from the boys there. Then in the 25th minute, Bunnies number 16, Thomas Fletcher, knocks the ball on after a solid hit by Cobbo Hetherington. We here at Penalty Broncos love Cobbo, and yes, once again, we're talking about it last episode. Boy comes on and just absolutely starts smoking people. So, yeah, old Thomas, he got the business end of that one as well. So, yeah, another great opportunity for the Broncos. Same minute, 25th minute, we see a try to the Chicken Man, Jack Goss. Just after a lovely grubber from Adam Reynolds. So Jack actually calls for that one and, gets the chocolates. So, yeah, good sort of vision and footy knowledge from the Chicken Man. Kick converted, 12-0. Lads, talk to me about that one. Brito?
Jack Goz has just an absolute knack for scoring these little kick in behind tries, hey? I swear I couldn't find an angle that was wide enough, but I swear he was calling for that when Walsh had the ball. And Walsh has kind of looked over to Renault and, well, you're in a better position to get a kick through, so he's passed it on to him. And before he's even caught it, you can see Jack with his hand up calling for it. And just loves a good little kick in behind. I think that'd have to be probably his third try doing it that way. So good to see. Again, just took the opportunity. Yep, no worries. I don't know what tackle it was. What?
Second, I think.
Remember?
Second.
Yeah, I think
so the only thing I could have a pinch against that is, it was the second tackle. We had so many more up our sleeves. We could have just done something else with it, but called it, backed themselves, got it in. It was great. Loved it.
Yep. Ringer, what are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, mate. Jack Goz, once again, he has these games. He's been thrown on, without planning. He wasn't meant to be there until Bakura got done with the HIA thing again. But, he's obviously got some very good footy smarts because he was calling this very early. Gives you a glimpse as to why he keeps finding himself in this team, I think. But all credit to him. He called it, made the play. He did charge after that ball, got there, picked it up cleanly and got it down. So all credit to Jack Goz. He's going to have to do it next week too against the Storm with Bakura doing the 11-day turnaround. So hopefully it's a good confidence boost for the boy. The Chicken Man is now he's not going to be known forevermore.
Shout out to him as well, real quick. He played 80 minutes, 0 errors.
Yeah, right. No, good on him. Yeah.
I mean, from someone who we get nervous when he comes off the bench to putting out those sort of numbers, good shit.
Yeah, happy to be proven wrong. As credit where credit is due, as we always say. So, good on the Chicken Man. Rightio, we've still got a heap to get through, Thoroughbred, so let's keep going. From that 25th minute, 12-0 to the Broncos into the 28th minute, we get a penalty to the Bunnies for slowing the play the ball by Ben Talty. So another penalty helps the Bunnies get out of their own end. Bunnies number 12, Jacob Host, knocks the ball on early in the set. I think it was the second or the third. So, no good for the Bunnies there. Into the 31st minute, Reynolds kicks on the second, which ends in a Bunnies 20-metre tap, as it was ruled Reece Walsh touched the ball last before it went dead. So basically, Reece and Jai Gray tussling for the ball. It ends up obviously going dead, but it's ruled that Reece touched it last. So 20-metre tap for the Bunnies. Into the 32nd minute, try to the Bunnies number 5, Bailey Bentley Harpe, after taking a crossfield kick. It was actually a really good take from Bailey. It was, credit where credit is due, as I just said. It was actually really, really good. So, good on him. Kick not converted, 12-4. Lads, thoughts on that one? Britta, talk to me.
Yeah, look, great try. You couldn't be angry about it, sort of thing. It was at this point where I was like, fuck, these Bunnies, they're down and out, but they're still giving it a crack. You can see why they took the Sharkies, I think it was the Sharkies last week, right to the death. And I had faith in the lads that surely we can get it. Surely we're not going to get an upset loss here. That would just be nightmare territory. But, they were trying. Jai Arrow, shout out. 80 minutes of absolute fucking fury, that man. He's so angry too. But gave Mam a spray after Mam's try, but it'd be interesting to see what he said. But yeah, it was a great try. Good stuff.
Yep. Ringer, what are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, mate. Initially I was trying to find reasons to blame Selwyn for being lazy, and then when they showed the replay, I was like, oh fuck, that was just like an excellently placed kick and a brilliant take for that young fella who's going to have a big future in the NRL. I think if he can pull shit like that off, it was a ripper because he had to get high to get above Selwyn, who actually had a decent crack at it. So all credit to him. And yeah, at this stage, I was saying, like, if you're a Bunny supporter, you got to be so proud of them. Now, no matter what, like they dropped a few balls there, but Christ, they were digging in.
Yep. No, yeah, they were doing a lot better than I think a lot of people were expecting. That's for sure. Rightio, into the 35th minute, you see a penalty to the Broncos for the Bunnies, number 11, Ewan Aiken tackling Reece Walsh without the ball. I feel like he probably had to because if Reece got that ball, he would have been away. So even the commentators were saying, yep, like if you're a coach, you'll accept that all day because he had no real other choice. So another great chance for the Broncos. And we absolutely capitalised because in the 36th minute, we see a try to Katoni Staggs after a lovely set play and pass by none other than Reece Walsh. So Staggs fend on display once again, fending off Bunnies number 4, Tallis Duncan, to stroll over for the Broncos' third try. Kick converted, 18-4. What about that one, boys? Ringer, start with you, mate.
Yeah, mate, poor old Tallis Duncan. He's been in the middle all fucking year. And then in the face of 47,000 injuries, he finds himself across from Katoni Staggs, who's been in close to career best form. So that would have been a fucking nightmare to catch that fend in a position that you're not even used to defending in. So once again, credit to him. He put in a fucking good effort, Tallis. He's actually scored a meaty later on the game. But yeah, good to see, mate. Good to see the guns firing. Reece was on one. He was throwing some very crisp balls. And yeah, Katoni wasn't going to be denied from there.
No, yep, absolutely not. Brito, what are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I feel like that play that they did was something they attempted at the Eels and got it just so wrong. So it was good to see that they were still sticking to it and trying to pull it off. I mentioned before Jai Arrow 80 minutes. That wasn't exaggeration either. That poor lad had to do 80 minutes in the middle as a prop. So I think he got through it fueled on pure hate, which was good to see. It was good to see. So, but no, it was good. Yeah, good for Katoni to get over. Pissed because I completely missed him off my anytime try scorer multi. I thought I'd give him a break, and then he goes out and smacks a few over.
It's a double,
so.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yep. Rightio, from the 36th minute, 18-4, into the 38th minute, Cobbo with a brilliant catch after an Ezra Mam bomb on the 5th. He passes the ball, but unfortunately it's picked up by the Bunnies. But yeah, that catch was amazing. Just steamed onto it. Nice bomb by Mam, steams onto it, catches it, gets the hand free and tries to flick it out. But yeah, just unfortunately the Bunnies were there and they scoop it up. But no, impressed with Cobbo so far. So yeah, no, it's good. Into the 39th minute, forward pass from Ezra Mam to Reece Walsh stops a certain attacking opportunity after Reece makes a really lovely break. Mam got his ribs put through his spine on that one. He did not get up quick at all. He was, sucking seagulls out of the sky for a little bit there, trying to get his breath back. So, Bunnies with one last crack before half-time. And then, on the stroke of half-time in the 40th minute, Thoroughbreds. The Bunnies spread it left, and the Bunnies number 4, Tallis Duncan, pushes past Katoni Staggs, dives over for the Bunnies' second try. Right on. Literally, the buzzer went about 15 seconds before, and they were still playing the ball, throwing it to anybody, and then they ended up getting the chocolates. So Broncos just sort of, I don't know, it seemed to give up. They were very obviously the ball went to the right first, so the Broncos left, and they were all sort of bunched up, and then the Bunnies spread it their left, Broncos right, and then there was just sort of an overlap there, and old Tallis, he just storms over. So. Kick not converted again, 18-8. Lads, what are your thoughts on that one? Ringer, start with you, mate.
Yeah, mate, bit of lazy defence on that left side to not shut that ball down and to let it get promoted so it could be then spread over to Duncan's side. I think they heard the bell and decided to go and get in the sheds, mate. To be fair,
Yeah.
and just didn't do the job. So, it's disappointing. Like, there's going to be bigger fish to fry in this competition. You know, you don't want to make that sort of mistake or make that sort of thing a habit going into the later end of this year.
Yeah, no, definitely. Brito, what are your thoughts, mate?
Mate, yeah, I was pretty pissed because I had a cheeky little dabble on 51 plus points on the lads here, and every try that they sort of let through, I was like, come on, like we can score points, sure, but you're making this a little difficult for me. But I was also in the back of my head, and this is just me being very one-eyed and nervous and scarred from the previous year's thoroughbreds, that I was like, oh no, is this like they go into the sheds with just conceded, the bunnies come out, they get it, they get their sort of chests out, they can score points and go with us, and we drop off and fade, and we make this as unnecessarily close as we have to. So that was my thoughts going into the sheds after that try.
Yep. But yes, luckily for us, that didn't happen in the second half, did it? But yes, that was half-time, thoroughbreds. So Broncos were leading 18-8. A couple of half-time notes. I've got Bunnies staying in the fight, which, yep, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that one. They absolutely were. Seems like the Broncos give the Bunnies a penalty and then the Bunnies produce an error the next set. It happened a few times and then it happens again in the second half as well. But yeah, it just seems like, Broncos, they were just doing penalties and then, Bunnies would have a chop and then they'd, produce an error. So a bit unfortunate for the Bunnies. Bunnies are also kicking to Dean Mariner's side like every single time, I thought. So I don't know whether there was obviously some sort of game plan that old Wayne had cooked up for him. So, but Dean comfortable under the high ball, didn't bobble it, juggle it, lose it or anything. So credit to Dean there. Cobbo playing well. I think, he came back into the side. Obviously, he would have been a little nervous for sure, after everything that went down and, signing with the Bunnies and the Dolphins and, blah, blah, blah. So good to see him coming in and, seem like just regular sort of Cobbo, which is really good. Walsh, I don't know if you boys saw this, but, Walsh with his little dig with that halftime interview. I think it was JT asked him like how he's going to go with the second half, if he's going to ignite the Jets or something like that, and he ends up saying, "Oh no, not me, mate. I'm rocks and diamonds." So obviously he's been listening to this podcast because that's what I called him last week. But I think basically every media outlet called him rocks and diamonds, which I think is fair because that's absolutely how he plays. So but no, good to see him having a little dig, which is always good. Bit of cheerful, playful banter. But yeah, lads, what are your thoughts on the first half as its entirety? Ringer, I'll start with you, mate.
Yeah, mate. Solid enough. I was appreciating our ball handling. We weren't throwing the ball away willy-nilly in a game where we could have got very excitable in that first half, I thought, and, made some errors. I thought that Dean Mariner error was very lazy on his behalf. I was pretty disappointed in that, but like you said, they kicked to him all night and then he didn't drop another one, I don't think. Cobbo was good. He's really got it down, that bringing the ball back out of trouble, like meters play, doesn't he? He charges back and definitely gets us on the front foot when he gets, that he gets between defenders and he can get to his front. But yeah, solid by most. I was happy that like Hunty was taking a fair bit more control by jumping out and kicking on the fourth and shit like that. Ezra was running the ball more, which we all asked for that from last game. Like where is that sort of play from these teams? So from these players in this team. So happy with that sort of, those little fundamental things that we've been asking for in a game that we probably, it's easier to do when you're on top and you feel comfortable. But I mean, I like Benny Hunt jumping out of dummy half and booting one down into the corner and leading the chase. Like I fucking love that shit. Like that's what we need at times. Takes a lot of pressure off Renault and it just makes teams think. And and Ezra Mam, just run the ball. If it's not on, if you're feeling a little bit off, run the ball because he's so dangerous. As you see, when he he's so quick over that first 10 metres. If he can get through the line, very devastating. So relatively happy with the quietness of the first half, considering.
Yep. Bretto, how do you see the first half, mate?
Yeah, same. Like, if we can put 18 points on just by doing simple footy, we're already, what are we, shy a couple of 8 points there for our average points that we are putting on. So it was good to see that it was fairly controlled. Everyone was sort of having a go. Everyone was having a kick. Jordan Ricky, shout out. I thought he had a great first half, and then he obviously went and backed it up in the second. But yeah, he was solid. Cobbo and Mariner both had shaky starts, like very early on, and I was like, oh, shit, like here we go, sort of thing. But from then on, and I think in one of the other group chats we had someone comment saying, imagine dropping both your wingers and these are the two you're replacing because they're going shit house. And I was like, yeah,
We'll
sort of,
see.
yep, okay. Yeah, ended up being absolute masterclass, and we'll get to one of the master acts that comes on via D Mariner in the second half there. But no, really, really just churning it out. We're obviously down a couple of troops. Just needed to punch out a good win, and that's what it looked like we were about to do.
Yep, absolutely, yes. Yeah, even without Big Bad Pain, which obviously is always going to be a loss no matter what team you're versing. If you have Pain in your team, you're that one step ahead, and if he's not in your team, you're that one step behind sort of thing. But no, definitely covered for him well. Benjamin Talty, we'll get to him, I'm sure. But yes, rightio, second half, Thoroughbreds. This is the juicy one, absolutely. So yes, second half, Bunnies kick off into the 42nd minute. Try to Selwyn Cobbo after a drop ball from the Bunnies' number 12, Jacob Host. Selwyn picks the ball up and runs 50 metres, palms off one defender. I'm pretty sure that was Bentley Harpe. And beats Jai Gray for speed to score in the corner. So kick from the sideline is converted, 24-8. Lads, 2 minutes into the second half. What were your thoughts on that one, Bretto?
I noticed a massive, probably not a massive thing, actually, sorry. But every time there was drop ball, normally you see teams, you go for the gather or whatever, and then that's it. You just die with the footy. We, on a lot of occasions, whenever the Bunnies dropped it, just took off and just tried something. So it was really good to see that. I don't know if that's anyone else has noticed any other teams doing it, but it was certainly like a breath of fresh air for me. Good to see Cobbo just get in, back himself, and run the whole time. Poor old Jacob Host, they're out on their feet, obviously, for the entire game, but he did not have a great game. Poor lad. It seemed like he was sort of mixed up in a few errors there. I think he ended up with two errors, two handling errors for the game. But yeah, it was great to come out of the sheds and be the first one to put points on in the second half for a change. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, that's a very good point, actually. Ringer, what are your thoughts on Cobbo's try, mate?
Yeah, mate. Blink and you miss it in the second half, wasn't it? Great pickup. Good on Selwyn for, backing himself. Big, strong lad. Just got rid of Bentley Harpe, unfortunately for that kid. But, I mean, if you're a Dolphins purchaser, you're like, you see that shit and you go, we'll take that, Selwyn. Thank you very much on an edge. So, yeah, good on him. He should be doing that. He should have been doing it all year. That's probably, why if he was doing that sort of shit all year, he wouldn't be where he is in the position of the team. But, he keeps it up. I don't know what sort of thing Madge has got, whether he's going to bring Karapani and Arthur's back. But if this is a decision he's made to bring Selwyn back, well, I hope he takes it with both hands because, Christ, he was imposing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, the depth that Madge has, as we've spoken about multi times, it's it's a good headache to have for Madge, that's for sure. Rightio. Now, from the 42nd minute, 24-8 of the Broncos into the 48th minute, Xavier Willison comes from the field clutching his arm in all sorts of grief. That boy broke his arm full show.
Did you see the replay?
Right around the shin and just bust. Slow-mo replay. Oof, yeah, you just knew it straight away that arm was broken. yeah, hope the big fella's okay. Looking at a pretty decent sort of stint. Was it 8 weeks? I think you said, Brito, 6 to 8.
Surgery, yeah, and 8
Yeah.
weeks is
So
what
yeah,
they've
his
come out
season
with.
will be done, no doubt. Maybe chance of a grand final rebirth, maybe, when the Broncos get there. Not if, but when. But yeah, no, I hope the big fella's doing okay. He was in, red hot form this year, so bit disappointing for him. I'm sure he's probably disappointed in how that all unfolded, but he's got youth on his side, so he will just come back absolutely ripping and tearing next year, I'm sure.
Fucking
Rightio, from the
Jai
48th
Arrow
minute.
too.
Sorry, mate.
Fucking Jai Arrow. That was
Yeah,
Jai
yeah.
Arrow's shin.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Tackling a tree trunk, yeah. Yes. So from the 48th minute into the 50th minute, penalty of the Broncos for a high shot on Ben Talty by Bunnies number 10, Thomas Fletcher. Then also in the 50th minute, try to Dean Mariner after a beautiful take from a long pass from Reece Walsh. So yeah, just lovely catch and pass from Walsh. That was really good. Just got the ball instantly into contact and then just threw it. Beautiful hands from Mariner to hold on to that ball. Absolutely. Kick converted once again from the Little General, 30-8. Lads, talk to me about that one. Ringer?
Yeah, mate. Good to see Reece with his, we sort of knew this was coming, didn't we? After last week's couple of errors and forward passes and whatnot, he hit the mark every time this week, which you hope you carry that into these bigger games coming up for the Thoroughbreds and Broncos. But yeah, great pass, great hands. Still had a little bit to do. Mariner's fucking rapid, so yeah, done well to get there. And like you said, the general. He's a fucking, what's Bradley Cooper in American Sniper? Like, thank you very much. Just put it fucking anywhere. He's going to put it over for you. Like, it's honestly, if he can keep that form up, it could be the difference for us in where we finish in these finals race because, it's getting very tight up the top where we are. Like, I think it's 30, 29, 28 or something between us, the Warriors, and the Panthers. So, that little boot of the Generals could make a fucking huge difference going into these later rounds.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Great point there, sir. Brito, what are your thoughts on that one, mate?
I love watching the replay of that try because as soon as Reece lets it go, you're like, it's too far out in front. Like, it's definitely going back. It's too far out. Next thing, Mariner's there.
Yeah.
And then he does that sort of bobble, but not bobble. Like,
Yeah.
even the commentators were like, he did well to pick it up on the half volley, but it never touched the ground. It's sort of it right in the breadbasket sort of stuff. And then Mariner's got too much speed to sort of get caught from that position. So it was good to see that kind of flair come up without being flary.
Yep.
Does that make sense? Like rocks and diamonds, but we're at coal at the moment. Not kind of shit, not kind of good. So it was good to see. Good to see.
Patrick
Yes,
Mahomes
absolutely.
just throwing it into space and hoping someone runs onto it.
Yeah. So from the 50th minute, 30-8 into the 52nd minute, knock on by Kobe Hetherington after coming onto the ball just a bit too quick and having to catch the ball behind him right as he comes into contact. So I think Kobe even surprised himself at the speed of that one because he had to catch the ball behind him and he held onto it for a little bit and then obviously straight into contact and bobbled the ball, lost it. So Bunnies with their first chop for the second half. And that chop ends in a forward pass to number 4, Tallis Duncan. So, once again, penalty from the Broncos into an error from the Bunnies. Then in the 55th minute, try to Ben Talty after a set restart from Alex Johnson, dropping the ball from a Reynolds bomb. Talty straight through the defence like a good curry. Absolutely beautiful line. Kick converted, 36-8. Lads, talk to me about that one. It was absolutely beautiful. Brito, we'll start, mate.
Yeah, no, you better go with me, mate, because Ben Talty. I haven't got enough in me to stay around too long if we start talking about Ben. Fucking hell. Imagine, and I said this in the chat, imagine being that lad. He's at the Knights. He's played a couple of trial matches, so he's worn the jerseys and all that sort of stuff. He knows that he can hang with people. He knows that he's got the skills, but nothing's coming his way. No first grade or anything. Then he gets the call from the Storm. Hey, we want you at the Bears. Okay, sweet. Head down, trial match there, wearing the Storm jersey. Fucking oath, I can still do this sort of thing. And then just nothing comes up. They start buying players like Sean Bloor and Stefano and all that sort of stuff. Like, shit, when am I going to get a chance? Then he gets another break, but this time he gets a call from Queensland. So he has to move his entire family to another state sort of thing, not just down the highway. He takes a break on that. Within 3 to 4 weeks, he's scoring meat pies for the Broncos.
Yeah, boy.
Like, mate, I love that kind of shit. And you can tell with that try as well, I don't know whether he would have called it or if he did, I hope he did. But he would have run that play hundreds of times in his Q Cup, New South Wales Cup career. So he knew he could do it. He knew it was on, and it was great to see. I'm loving the big man. Yep. Absolutely loving it.
Yep, I think everybody is, but and well deservingly too. He's done well, like you've just said. But Ringer, mate, give me your thoughts on that one.
Ben Talty, the coming of the legend. I think he's found a very good fan base in amongst this Penalty Broncos cast. I can tell you that. So good fundamentally. He's a Kobe Hetherington essentially, isn't he? Like he comes on, runs hard, tackles hard, gets to the middle, but he has got this he can sniff out a gap when we've got momentum.
Yeah.
And he just runs at a hole. Like, if he gets good service, he can identify where there's a weakness. So he's obviously got a fair bit of footy smarts. And the more you watch him, it must be salary cap related, you would think, but it's not one that Melbourne system sort of gets rid of, is it? A fundamental up and down player that doesn't fucking do anything wrong. You know what I mean? He wouldn't break the budget either. So it's, obviously something happened down there, whatever. But yeah, it's good to see. And once again, like we said, whoever our recruitment man is that identified it and, got him over the line to come up north, hats off to you, because what's he, two tries out of 3 games? Absolutely, dominating. I think he had 100% tackle efficiency. I think we'll get to that later. But, I mean, really loving it from Ben. Really loving it. And couldn't be happier for the lad. Like, his stocks go up. If you follow him on the gram, seems like the most normal cunt on the planet too. So, fucking get around Benny Talty.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no, it seems like just a down-to-earth bloke. And, like what Brito just said, he's been through a lot this year. And, it's good to see that, he's obviously his sacrifice and hard work is, paying off. So good on the big fella. Hopefully he can continue. Absolutely. Rightio. Speaking of continuing, let's continue with this. So, yes, from the 55th minute, 36-8 to the Broncos. Into the 57th minute, beautiful play by the Broncos, passing the ball through the hands to give Dean Mariner his second try of the night. Mariner getting through 2 defenders to get his meat pie, so that was really good. Kick from the sideline is converted once again, 42-8. Lads, what were your thoughts on that one? Ring, I'll start with you, mate.
Mate, once again, just the boys they're enthusiastic, obviously got their tails up now. Things were coming off for them. The passes were hitting, were rolling through the middle because the boys were, understandably, the Rabbits were fucking on the ropes. They were tired. And, we just get the ball into the right areas to our speedsters and to our Ferraris. And, we're coming up with the chocolates. So, good, it's still, you still have to do that. You still have to get the ball in the hands cleanly, and you still have to, you still have to complete the try. So I'm glad we're doing that, because we do have so many errors in us that, we can fuck this sort of situation up. Not fuck it up as in lose, but we can mess up that play per se. And we haven't done it. So happy again, mate.
Yep, absolutely. Brito, talk to me.
Yeah, it was good to see Mariner sort of chip in with that sort of effort as well. Sort of, the first one was good hands and all that, and then we had a different aspect of what he can do and bring to the team as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see team list I am still convinced that Arthurs was rested because of his ribs.
Yes.
And then Karapani, whether he just clocked off maybe for a second in that week against the Eels, and Madge had just gone, well, righto, you can sit down for a week or whatever, and maybe he'll come back again. But I mean, shit, if any of them go down, we know that we've got the coverage there. So happy fucking days on that one. I thought I just did some quick numbers there. So with Renault and the chat that we had, kicked 77 goals this season, and we've scored 88 tries. So he's kicking at around that 87.5. I know some of them are penalties and all that sort of stuff. He's like Bringer said, if we get to the finals, his kicking, if we don't win a premiership with his boot, it's wasted.
Yeah.
One of the biggest waste of things that we've ever had, sort of sitting in there. Jermaine Azarko is the next best goal in the league at the moment. He's on 90, and the Dolphins have scored 93, and look where they're sitting. So yeah, like that's why they have a great for and against as well, and that's going to help us hopefully slip into the top 4.
Yep, absolutely. Audio, chaps, let's continue on. So, yes, from the 57th minute, 42-8, into the 60th minute. Now, I don't know what you lads thought about this one, but Gamma Shibasaki makes just a lovely break, passes the ball to no one, even though there are about 5 Broncos there, just ready, any one of them. And, Bunnies end up with the ball. Now, the one-eyed fans, Brito, looking at you, will blame the ref. Ref got in the way of a few of them there, stopping them getting the ball, but like it was a shit pass. Like let's be real. So yeah, a little bit disappointing there, but I mean we'll take it at 42-8. But yeah, in those sort of bigger plays, bigger games coming up, Storm twice, Dollies. Can't be doing that. So, yeah, hopefully Gammet's done a bit of soul searching and, he'll be back to his absolute best this week, next week against the Storm. Brito, talk to me.
Just with Shibba as well, while we're talking about resting players and all that sort of thing, we've got to remember Shibba has not been full-time first grade for quite a few years. Plus, he's played Origin this year.
Yes.
That boy would be getting fucking tired. So it'd be interesting to see how Madge handles that, if he does at all, or if he expects him to keep going, or do we throw Cobbo, into the centers to give him a week off Dolphins v Cowboys, or something like that. So, but I'm pretty sure he'd like to play the Cowboys game, given that he's from Townsville. He's a Iggy boy, so
yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that'll be just a note, because I have noticed in the last 2 weeks that Shibba kind of hasn't been doing Shibba.
Yeah.
So, and then I was like, why is that? Oh, hang on. We're fucking 20 rounds deep into a season where he's played Origin and never had to do that shit before. So,
yeah. No. Oi, wait, fair chat. Yeah. Ringer, what are your thoughts on that, mate?
Yeah, quickly, I want to mirror that thought because we talked about it last week, how he seemed off, not punching through the line like he usually does. He's such a big body, blah, 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 so strong. It was the same this week in a game where he could have essentially dominated. We didn't get him much good ball, to be honest, but he wasn't as dynamic, and there is these lapses. So you wonder whether they missed a trick where they could have given him a rest this week. I'm just wondering if the Pecura late out might have disrupted that a little bit, because they would have had to have a completely new left edge then. But yeah, so you sort of can't rest him this week because you've got to play Melbourne. But yeah, it would be interesting to see, like, maybe he just doesn't turn up until captain's run this week. Let him recover, let him have some R&R, because yeah, I reckon you can see exactly what Brito said, his first full season sort of starting to weigh on him.
And you can bet your bottom dollar that Bellamy has identified the shit out of that.
100%. If we fucking seen it, Bellamy's got 6 hours of tape on
it. Yes, this upcoming game is definitely a worry for all Broncos fans. There's no doubt about it. But let's focus on this one still. So, from the 60th minute into the 62nd minute, we see a penalty to the Bunnies after a high shot on Jai Gray from Ben Talty. helps the Bunnies get out of their own end. Bunnies drop the ball on the 4th, and just once again, penalty from the Broncos and then an error from the Bunnies. There's a bit of a reoccurring sort of thing there. I mean, high shot on Jai Gray isn't exactly hard to do. The bloke is already, 4'9", nothing sort of things. All he had to do was duck, and then, Ben just comes through and smokes him. So, but no, still a penalty. 2 minutes later, into the 64th minute, in mouth-watering, repetitious behaviour, we see a beautiful team effort by the Broncos to give Staggs a one-on-one opportunity with the Bunnies defender. Gives him the Staggs fend, which creates the break, passes to Mariner, who draws the defender, passes back to Staggs for Katoni's second try of the night. Beautiful play by the lads. Little note here, Staggs' fend has been upgraded to $250,000 a year because that was just beautiful. He's done it twice, smoked them both times, so absolutely lovely. Kick once again converted, 48-8. What were your thoughts on that one, Britta?
I am absolutely whipping in my 51 plus line at this point. I'm like, we're on for this. Katoni's try is up for try of the week contender as well, Thoroughbred. So if you're listening to this Monday, get in there and get voting. I think we've picked up 3 tries of the years so far. So let's see if we can get a 4th one as we go on. But yeah, great again. It's just I know a couple of the Hello Sport Boys with their gambling podcast. They always have it that a Staggs try is one of the hardest things to wrangle in the league. But this year he's just absolutely pulling them on with that fend. It's certainly come out of the safe. He's got it locked and loaded and ready to go. So good to see.
Yep. Ringer, how'd you see that one, mate?
Yeah, mate. Once again, it started with a crisp pass from Reece Walsh to hit Staggs on that overs line to get outside his man, tips it on Mariner. Perfect. The other thing I loved is that there was probably 3 other Broncos in the picture that were ready for that inside pass. So, it's easy to do when you're fucking dusting a team up, but it's still good to see that there's people pushing from the middle to be in a position to help out if need be. So, enjoyed that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was lovely to see. Yeah, so from the 64th minute, 48-8, into the 67th minute, after a bone-crunching tackle on Jai Gray from Katoni Staggs, Jai plays the ball with no one there to grab it, and Staggs just jumps on it, giving the Broncos another fantastic opportunity. Staggs just smokes that lad. Like, he's just so aggressive. Like, I think we say it nearly every week, but that boy is aggressive as fuck. He doesn't need to calm down because we love it. But I think, if you're a fan of the other team that the Broncos are playing, you'd definitely be saying, well, he needs to calm down a little bit. But, man, I absolutely love it. Absolutely smoked that lad. And, plays the ball. No one's there. Good on Staggs. And because of that, next minute, in the 68th minute, Ezra Mam with a quick scoot and dummy from the marker busts through the line and strolls over for his second try of the night with Reece on his heels, just whipping him and pointing him under the sticks. So good stuff. Brings up the 50 for the Broncos. Kick converted, obviously, 54-8. Lads, what were your thoughts on that one, Ringer?
Imagine being so fast that you can both have a conversation once you break the line about where they're going to put the ball down. Like, Reece and fucking Ezra are talking to each other. Like, go to the post, and Ezra's like, oh, piss off, man. I'm fucking... They're literally having a fucking yarn on their way to the line. Like, God, Jesus, guys. So, good on Ezra. Again, putting himself in the position to use his God-given talents, which is all we ask from him. Like, we've got enough steerers of the ship. We need the ball running Ezra to come back if we're going to be any sort of threat in the back end of this year. So hopefully he takes this confidence booster into the round. But I found it fucking hilarious that them pair of wankers were just fucking pretty much doing their taxes on the way to the line there. But like back to Brito's point, Jai was fucking steaming back too. He is the Terminator for that Rabbitohs team at the moment. Gotta love him. Fucking love he's a Queenslander.
Yeah, absolutely. Brito, what were your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, it was good. It was shades of 2023 grand final. Dare we talk about it? Ezra there. Yeah, as we get into the back end, he was quiet last week. This week, not by any means, you can't say it was the game that ignited us, sort of thing, but it was certainly the game that we needed to have blow out a few cobwebs. You know, we didn't exactly try a lot of things. I think all the things we did try were pretty standard play. Would you would agree that, you know, that's just something we have up our sleeve, sort of thing. So yeah, it's good to see that Ezra got that out, got it, and then we can go on to the more difficult task ahead this week.
Yes, indeed. Rightio, let's keep going. We're in the 68th minute, but we've still got a lot to get through. So, into the 69th minute, a wild 2 minutes ensues. So, let's get into it. First, Jordan Ricky picks up the ball after the Bunnies' number 19, Lewis Dodd, grubbers it straight to him, runs 85 metres before getting chased down by Bunnies' number 17, Ashton Ward. So, yeah, good break by Ricky and just a great chase by Ashton. The bloke looks like he's about 12 too and tackles Ricky. So, and beautiful tackle it was. Right, so that started the whole show. Then Reynolds' pass is intercepted by Bunnies number 5, Bailey Bentley Harpe. He runs 60 metres before getting smoked by Staggs, who comes, across field to nail him. That's the first tackle. Second tackle, Bunnies number 20, Tyrone Munro, makes some quick metres doing the old cheeky, running behind Paddy Carrigan, and he's trying to run back onside. Because of that, old Reece sees him and just goes, nah, we're not going to have that. Absolutely creases him with just that beautiful shot, folds him like a deck chair. Then in the third tackle, the Bunnies spread it right, and Bunnies number 16, Thomas Fletcher, is tackled inside the Broncos' 10 metres line. Then in the fourth tackle, quick play of the ball and pass, and Bunnies number 13, Lachlan Hubner, dives over the line for a try in the 71st minute. End-to-end footy with an ironing out by Reece after everyone just had to run like 200 metres in the 70th minute, basically. So, yeah, everybody was gassed as a motherfucker then. I'm pretty sure that's the only reason why Lachlan scored, because everyone's just like, fuck it, just let him have it, mate. Like, we just need a breather. We are rooted. So, good reason why everybody was gassed, because, 200 metres in the 70th minute. That's, big lift by everybody. Kick converted, 54-12. Brito, I'll start with you, mate, because your 51 little point there, not looking good at this point.
There was range of emotion to this one. I was whipping Geordie home.
Yeah.
He got run down. I was like, fucking hell. And it was one of those ones where he could have passed as well.
Yep.
And we could have scored. And you're just like, no, I'm glad you died with it. Like, I've been asking all year for you to just die with the ball, every now and then. But he couldn't have run, 5 more fucking meters to get himself a meat pie. And then that shit happens. Reece got charged for that shoulder charge. He's been fined, but it's his first offence. Blah blah blah. He's got $1,000 or $1,500 fine, depending if they want to fight it or whatnot. On that one, and then just sloppy sort of shit. Like you pointed out, I'm glad you pointed out, because I was filthy about this try that we actually let it in. But you're right. There's a few people on both sides that would have been like, look, either just kick the fucking thing dead or score a try, so we can just have a breather here, sort of thing. But my mole was like, that's my multi-goal. And I was like, fuck, surely we're not going to score 2 more tries in the next sort of 10 minutes or whatever's left after they convert. So, but once again, the Rabbitohs just didn't fucking give up. 71st minute, down 16 men, getting an absolute ass hiding, and they fall over for a try because of effort.
Yep. Ringer, what did you think of that one, mate?
You got to give credit where credit's due. 2 huge efforts from the Bunnies. That young Ward chasing down Ricky, like he does. He looks fucking 12. Poor kid.
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
just did not give up on it and got him to the ground. And it's a great lesson to everyone that's coming through. Make the tackle if you can, because, well, being the Broncos, the team may fuck it up the next play. And, you know, your effort could bear fruit, and it did. And they come down the other end, and Lockie Hubner, who's been playing in the fucking middle all game, got himself into a position to crash over and score that try. So, you know, it was sloppy by us. You know, we definitely did clock off a bit there, but all credit to the Rabbits. They got an opportunity and just with pure willpower sorted themselves out.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think that you lads just summed that up really, really perfectly. They, just stayed with the fight despite, everything that they had, the numbers down, the massive scoreline. They still did that. So good on them. Credit where credit is due, as always. But we shall continue. So from the 71st minute, 54-12, into the 73rd minute, penalty to the Bunnies for Billy Walters stripping the ball. Now, Reynolds' captain's challenge is this one, but challenge is unfortunately unsuccessful as it's deemed that the tackle is completed, and then Billy strips it out. So, challenge unsuccessful. There's 7 minutes to go. We're definitely winning it, so it's not too bad that we've lost the captain's challenge, but it's also never good to lose your captain's challenge because the way that the refereeing has been these past couple months is just less than desirable. We'll chalk it up to that, and we'll move on before you two lads have a brain aneurysm over it. Into the 77th minute, we see a try to Reece Walsh after just a lovely passage of play. Benny Hunt chips over the top on the fourth. Reece Walsh just steams onto it, creating the break. Passes to Mam, who is tackled inside the Bunnies 10 metres. Then Paddy Carrigan, a dummy half. I don't know if he means to float the ball, but he does. And, floats it straight to Reece Walsh, who strolls over untouched under the sticks. Kick converted, obviously, 60-14. Lads, talk to me. What are your thoughts on that one, Ringer?
Once again, 60 points for the Broncos. I think, is that the first time in 2 years or something I've seen a stat?
Yeah.
Since we've put on that many points, and it's one of our biggest wins, blah, blah, blah. So it's, good to see that the boys still didn't put the cue in the rack and decided to, see it out. Once again, as we said at the start, we should be doing this to this unfortunate, injury-riddled team that the Bunnies had to throw out there. But you still have to do it. It's still the NRL. You still have to do it. Teams don't take any mercy on us when we get fucking pumped by 40 or 50. So, you've got to do it. So, happy the boys didn't, especially after that Hubner try. I thought, maybe they're just going to play to the clock here and, that'll be it. But glad to see they, kept going.
Yep, definitely. Brito, how'd you see that one, mate?
Yeah, it was kind of had to happen, didn't it? If you tell anyone that the Broncos put 60 on a team and Reece didn't score, they'd think he didn't play at all. So it was good to see, Reece getting in amongst it. Ben Hunt, again, starting to do that little chip that we know that they can do, so getting involved and whatnot. Carrigan backing up, as always. Yeah. He's already done X amount of minutes for the entire game, and they make a break, and who's a dummy half? Patrick Carrigan. So, it was just it was good. And I'm at this point, 3 minutes ago, I'm like, can we just do something and run one more try in, please?
Yeah.
But
I got that 51 plus.
Yeah.
What was it paying? Like $26, $23?
$26.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. That would have been nice for the kitty. And you definitely would have been thinking it at this point, because in the 79th minute, forward pass by Bunnies number 19, Lewis Dodd, to give the Broncos one last crack at a try. Bunnies don't pack the scrum. I think they thought that the clock had stopped, but the ref told them about 4 times that it was still running, and they just didn't pack the scrum, so they incur a penalty, giving the Broncos just great field position. So I'm sure, Brito, you got very sort of excited there, going, here we go, right.
Yeah.
We're on here.
Looking at you, Ezra Mam.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. Game ends with a break from Reece Walsh, which, got my blood pumping. Like, okay, yeah, we're going to do this, But no, unfortunately, a break from Reece Walsh. Ultimately couldn't stick the pass and is picked up by Bunnies number 14, Saliva, Havali, who was tackled, easily, drawing the game to a close. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is full time for a Broncos win, 60-14. Absolutely beautiful team effort from the lads, putting on 10 tries. You love to see it. Couple of notes. Bunnies did incredibly well for what they had. I think everybody will agree with that one. Reece Walsh, much better this week than last week. Once again, everybody's going to agree with that. Cobbo played well, I thought. Said that at the halftime, but I thought he played really well coming back into the side, in the circumstances that he did. As you said, Brito, Reynolds 100% with the boot, 10 out of 10, which is absolutely phenomenal because, as we said, they weren't all straight, under the stick sort of thing. There was a few sideline ones from both sides as well, and he stuck all of them. So absolutely beautiful. Broke the 2,500 point marker in the process as well. So just another feather in the cap of Mr. Reynolds. So good on him. Once again, Staggs aggressive as fuck. So we can probably just leave that in there for every notes for hopefully for the rest because he is absolutely aggressive. Hope Big X bounces back, but that was obviously I wrote these Friday night, so he probably won't be bouncing back this year, but obviously he's in good hands and whatnot with all the trainers at the Broncos. So hopefully he can have a good off season and a good preseason and come back firing like we know he can. Broncos 13 plus. You love to hear it, you love to say it, you love to bet on it, and you love to win that bet. So kudos all around for those that threw it on. It was not paying very much, but hey, we will absolutely take those chocolates when they are offered to us. And last but not least, boys, bring on the Storm. Tell me about your thoughts of the entirety of the game. Brito, we'll start with you, mate.
Yeah, mate. Our 6-13 plus win of the season, I believe. Reno being the fastest player to reach 2,500 points, and second only to the great Cameron Smith. So very interesting to see how we go next year and finish this year off to see if he can get close to Cam, and that ultimate record. So we've got a little bit of a vein of talent here. We've got Alex Johnson about to break the all-time try scorer. And then we got Renault hunting down Cameron Smith. So exciting times in the thing. And I reckon we should do it. If he beats it, I reckon we should do it like what they're talking about, Alex, where we just storm the field. That'd be excellent scenes, I reckon. But it was a great game. I don't want to look into it too deep for any other reason other than people who had solid games. We didn't get out of it. We got out of it with one injury, sorry, but everyone else seemed to be unscathed. The best game to have before going down to the Storm. Was not a 7-day turnaround, so 6 days, I think it is. So we get a decent break. We had an easy game. It's all a great condition to go down and play the Storm, who will be without Hughes as well. It's if we can't win it, we've given ourselves every chance we can. But if we can't win it, then the Storm loss would be a bigger thing than the Rabbits win, in my opinion. So, just because of where the Rabbits are, but great to see that we can still do it. We had to do it. You had to put them away like that. Otherwise, there would be some serious questions and some serious noise even before we travel down to Melbourne.
Yep. Ringer, how'd you see the game, mate?
Mate, it was a good hit out. Blow some cobwebs out and hopefully get some shit off their chests attacking wise where they could play their flamboyant, let the thoroughbreds run. Let the horses gallop. Let them get that shit off their chest where, Walshy and Ezra are talking shit while running in a try. throwing the long balls and, putting those points on and having a really good team feeling. Like, it'd be interesting to see how Madge handled it after, where it'd be like, celebrate the fuck out of this tonight, be happy with yourselves, but fucking Sunday or Monday, whenever they come back, we've got bigger fish to fry. So, I'm with Britta a bit about, it's a good way to go into a Melbourne game, I think, for us, is that we need to have confidence and we are going to win games by scoring more points than you. We've seen that, like, when we can't put the points on, look at the Parramatta game, you know what I mean? We left too many tries out there from silly mistakes, and we could have won that game easily. But anyway, the Parramatta game mightn't be as bad as what we thought because they nearly beat fucking Melbourne. So the form lines heading into this next game are very similar and very tantalizing to be a fucking great game. So, but yeah, I'm happy that the boys got to have that experience all together and have a happy, you know what I mean? Like a feel good win, like no pressure, no fucking bullshit come out of it, except for James Graham. I see tried to say that we didn't use Tyson Smoothie, so that's a very concerning fucking point about the game. It's like, Jesus, calm down, bruh.
Yeah.
But, just happy for them. Hopefully they what's it called? Compound Martin? Oh, Jesus, that word is...
Mate, this is normally me. What are you doing?
I'm feeling like a... when you put it in a box, that thing. They put it in a...
Compartmentalized. Yeah, compartmentalized.
Compartmentalized. Jesus Christ. Fucking had an aneurysm there. Sorry.
Yeah.
But, they
Someone get the defib on him.
But they do that and they enjoy it, and then they realize what they can do if they lay the foundations, which I thought they did early in the game, where, it doesn't matter what you do in the first half. Make sure you do what you can. Don't drop the ball. Don't give teams unnecessary possession, and look what you can do if you build that pressure. So, I think they'll take it. I'll take some positives out of it for sure.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
How did you see it, mate?
Mate, I was here for it the entire time, mate. I was loving it. I had to rewatch it a few times because it's just like the flurry of the second half. Every time something happened, I'm head down doing the notes, and then something else had happened. So like, oh fuck, what's going on now, sort of thing. So no, it was a good sort of panic in my household. But yeah, it was good that basically every time my head was down and something happened, I'd look up and the Broncos were on top. But like what you lads have said, with the team that the Bunnies had, like we had to, and it was good that it wasn't an arm wrestle with a team like that, because that would have been very concerning.
Yes.
But yeah, no, good to see Mariner get some meat pies. Good to see Cobbo getting meat pies coming into the side. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Teamless Tuesday. That's for sure what they're going to do. I agree with you lads. I think Arthurs is probably still carrying a bit of an injury with his ribs, so that's probably why he didn't get picked for this game, because he hasn't been bad, so he hasn't had a reason to get dropped. I think Karapani, he did need to have a rest and maybe get dropped. I think just that whole that play with the Eels where Shibba got the ball, looked to pass to Karapani, and he was basically eating oranges on the sideline, nowhere to be seen. So I think that alone was a good enough reason, with the depth that we do have, to sideline someone like that for a week, maybe, have a break if that's what he needed, or get his head in the game, or whatever it was. But we've got the depth, so if you see a player doing that, you can easily swap them out for another gun. So I thought it was really, really good. And like what you lad said, very good for the sort of morale and the motivation to go down to the Storm and hopefully just pump them as well. So time will tell.
100%. All right, we will get on with the man of the matches. As voted by the thoroughbreds, Katoni Staggs took that out.
Deserving.
80 minutes.
Well
Deserving, definitely. 80 minutes, 2 tries, 8 points in total, 13 runs for 148 metres with 35 post-contact, 2 line breaks, 1 line break assist, 1 try assist, 5 tackle breaks, 1 offload, 27 tackles. He was a busy man on that side there, with 4 missed, 0 ineffective for 87.1% efficiency. He had 1 error, 1 handling error, and 1 inside 10. I have gone Jordan Ricky. I have been waiting for a chance to give this man a man of the player of the match sort of thing, but he certainly didn't do anything wrong during the game. Did a lot of things right, but didn't without exploding sort of thing. But he played 80 minutes as well, so good to see that. 16 runs for 231 meters. Mainly in part to that breakaway that he had, obviously, but 82 post-contact was impressive. 3 tackle breaks, 30 tackles, 3 missed, 1 ineffective for 88.24%. 2 kicks diffused, which is interesting for a second rower, and then 0 errors. He had a clean sheet, so
Love that.
threw that in there. There's definitely a lot of others. We could have had Walshy, could have had Ezra. Interesting enough, Renault didn't really, other than the 10 out of 10 kicking, Renault didn't really light it up on the screen as per se during the game. So interesting to see there whether he's sharing the workload or he's still quiet. Maybe he needs still a bit more confidence or something. But definitely a lot to pick from in a game where we put 60 points on the opposition. But I just thought Ricky did 0 things wrong and was sort of deserving of a recognition. Top performing. So most tackles, Hunt smacked out 32. Only a few more than Ricky there. Ricky was going for something like 4 or 5 games in a row of top in the tackle count. Arrow did 36 for the Rabbits. Ricky had 231, so he had the most run meters. Ray had 170. Line breaks, we had 3 players have 2 line breaks each. The Bunnies only had 3 players that made 1 each, so 3 line breaks in total for the Bunnies. Renault had 20 points thanks to his boot, so he got the most points. Most post-contact was Ricky at 82, Arrow at 62. Most runs, Cobbo, 22. And I want to throw it out there, so I've got a table here that has the averages. And Cobbo, even though he hasn't played a lot this year, really, he's been, dropped and whatnot, he's sitting in the top 3 for all runs, so the average runs, sitting top 3 for average run meters, and he's also sitting top 3 for the average tackle breaks. And he's tied with tackle breaks. So Staggs and Haas have 5, averaging 5 per game, and so is Cobbo. So shout out to that man right there. We certainly, you don't realize, he is known as a lazy player, but he certainly does a few things that aren't lazy, and it's just a big Rubik's Cube about what's going on with Cobbo at the moment and the attitude thing. So Gray had the most runs for the Bunnies at 24. Offloads went to Cobbo again with 3. And most tackle breaks, Cobbo had 9 for the whole thing, with Gray having 7. So yeah, Cobbo started out shaky, killed it for the rest of the game. He nearly got the man of the match as well, sort of thing. So we'll go into just a brief overview of the stats then. We've got the back line, Walsh, Cobbo, Staggs, Shibasaki, and Mariner. 2 of them got a well, the only person that didn't score was Shibasaki, but 2 of them got 2 meat pies. Walsh and Cobbo got 1.
Yeah.
My super coach said so.
My punter.
And then, interesting enough as well, Walsh was the only one that didn't crack 100 run meters.
Yeah, right.
Shibasaki, Mariner still got to 190. Staggs at 148. Cobbo obviously got 208.
Yeah.
So huge there. Shibasaki got 75 post contact though. So some efforts in the meterage, whatnot. Walsh, line break assist 3, try assist 3, tackle breaks 3, offloads 1, just a solid diamond game.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Staggs with the 27 tackles, as we said. few kicks there for Walshy. The only bad thing was his handling errors. He still had 3, so he topped the team there in 3. And Mariner had 3 errors in total. But how were you guys going there with the backline langers?
Yeah, I didn't think Walsh had that many errors. These 2 errors and 3 handling errors. I didn't think that at all. But maybe we've just been conditioned to see him do about 5 each, so maybe that's why. But no, like that's solid backline there. I think Shibasaki ruined a few multis by not scoring a meat pie. He definitely ruined a few of ours. So, but yeah, like he was obviously involved. 15 runs, 90 run meters, 75 post contacts. Yeah, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. East Walsh only making 1 tackle. That's a bit weird. I thought, he did a little bit more, but obviously not. Tackle efficiency at 50% because he made 1 and missed 1. But apart from that,
does that mean the only tackle he made was the one that he folded, old mate?
Yeah, well, yeah, and then he got put on report for
it. Yeah,
one
good
tackle,
effort,
one
Reece.
miss, one on report for a tackle.
So yeah, good on him. But good to see the back 5 all played 80 minutes. So that's always good as well. But yeah, no, a lot of green sort of ticks in that back line, mate. So yeah, good to see. Good to see.
What about you, Ringer, mate?
Yeah, it's a fucking embarrassment of riches to drop your 2 starting wingers and bring in players like Selwyn Cobbo and Dean Mariner, isn't it, when you look at these stats? And once again, Thoroughbreds, we understand it's against a team that's struggling to put a team on the park. We get it, right? But Selwyn Cobbo, and this is the frustrating thing with Selwyn, he'll do this in this game, and then unfortunately, if things get hard, that's when we start looking, where we see those errors and we see that sort of complacency come into his games. 12 months, he said himself, I want to go to the Dolphins for 12 months and hopefully come back. Maybe like Christian Wolf is just being used as a fucking boot camp for Selwyn to, pull his head in a bit and like pretty much go on a 12-month fucking army camp, because those boys are fit and they do not give up. So could be a blessing in disguise for Thoroughbreds into the future if that does happen. They might not want to let him go though, so we've got to remember that. But yeah, very impressed with both him and Mariner, really, to bring those fellas from Q Cup and then put them in a first grade game and for them to do that sort of damage. Yeah, so happy with the back line. Walshy was great. I didn't think I've seen those errors either, so that's strange. But yeah, like Langer said, maybe we're just conditioned to, like, unless there's 4 errors, we just don't see it. Like it's just fucking in our head. It just doesn't compute. So yeah, hopefully, and we'll get to the next game. But Xavier Coates, are we thinking maybe Selwyn goes over there to try and mitigate some of that kick pressure against this Melbourne team? Just a thought, might be, an interesting play.
On to the halves, Mam, Reynolds, Hunt. It's good to see Hunt actually did 62 minutes, which a little bit more than what he's usually doing. So the difference didn't come on until quite late. 2 tries for Mam, and obviously with the 100% kicking. Mam in the double digits, 11 runs for 211 meters, 38 post contact. Good to see Hunt getting about his work with the 32 tackles, 94% efficiency there as well. He had 0 ineffective and only 2 missed. And that's about it. All I can say there, like they just did their thing. It was a lot better than the Parramatta game. All of them were on single-digit runs, barely made any meters, next to no post contact or anything like that. It was good to see. So solid hit out. Ringer, thoughts on the halves, mate?
Yeah, mate, solid. I think Reno pretty much just stood back and let the others take over. I think he sort of let Ezra have a fair crack this game. Reno put one absolute ripper kick in for Jack Goss to score his try. And the other one where they deemed Walshy touched it last was only one bounce from being very close to a try-scoring situation, if not a 6 again. So Renault doing Renault things. That's what we need from him. That's all we need from him, really, those good late kicks. Hunty with the 4 kicks there, 93 metres out of dummy half. Enjoy that. Please keep doing that, Benny. Like these teams rolling into the finals, into this last set of games before the finals, to have that threat to make those wingers always be second guessing themselves whether Benny Hunt's going to have a shot. It just puts them in two minds and might give us some space out wide when we need it. So yeah, hopefully, mate, they keep doing that. And like Ezra's making in those stats there, 11 runs, I think 3 tackle breaks and 2 line breaks. So 50% of his runs, he's getting a result. So we just need that from him, because if he gets confidence from this game, I really think we could see some big things from Ezra to the back end of this year.
Yeah, we had 5 kickers on the field there. Essentially, I know Cobbo made 2 kicks. So, the first one you could say, well, he was out of position or something happened or whatever, but he got 2 away, 57 metres. And then we have, obviously, Walsh, and then all the halves are kicking.
Yeah.
I think it's Renault and Hunt were kicking at around that 23, 25 metres per quick kick, short distance kind of stuff. And then Walsh was punching out 47 metres on average per kick for him. So, I mean, sure, you could say we know that Walsh is going to kick long, and we know the other 2 are going to kick short in the short area sort of thing. But then you get Billy Walters. He didn't kick at all.
Yeah.
But he's a threat, and he's kicked 40-20s this year.
Yeah,
so we've got kickers everywhere. Just keep them second guessing. Langers, mate, what about the halves there for you? Anything stand out?
Yeah, no, I'm only really going to mirror what the ringer just said. Having Ben Hunt, kicking from dummy half is dangerous for any team playing the Broncos, because it just puts the defenders in just that bit of doubt. That's in two minds sort of thing, because like in other teams where like on the 5th where that ball is going sort of thing, so you can sort of structure your defense around it, because it's only going to one person sort of thing. Whereas with the Broncos, you've got, like you just said, multiple opportunities and different people to kick it in different positions. Yeah, if you've got, lazy wingers, and, Benny Hunt will definitely see that, same as my best friend and the best player in the world, Billy Walters, as well. If they see you out of position, they will 100% go for a 40-20. So love to see that. And just a good turnaround from last week from Man to do 11 runs, 211 run meters, 38 post contact. Love that. That's what we've asked for him. And he's delivered it in spades. Yeah, good on him. And love it. Good to see. Like Reynolds, like what you said, like he did it. He's not blowing, stats off the page, but he also doesn't really have to. When you've got so many guns like what the Broncos do have, then not everybody needs to be, absolutely killing it. Not that he wasn't killing it, but it definitely seemed that he just sort of stood back and let Mam and Walsh have a little bit more freedom. And and even, Benny Hunt, he was doing his thing as well. So no, it's just a good effort all around. And awesome to have so many kicking options, including Payne Haas. That boy will happily throw the ball if need be. So, you can chalk him up as another option as well.
Good luck charging down that.
JMK areas from the Dolphins, using his noggin. 100% right on that. Okay, into the engine room. Xavier Willison, Ricky, Carrigan, Jensen, and Goswelski, or the Chicken Man, as we're starting to call him over here. 80 minutes for Ricky and Jack Goss. So good to see that they're on the park. With Willison only having 35, that's why Hetherington got his 51 minutes, I think, off the bench. Jack Goss gets away with the try. Post-contact meters this group were the winners out of everyone. They punched out 234, which was good to see. Ricky with the all runs, the highest runs and the most run meters. Listen, even though he was on 35 minutes, 11 runs, 124 meters with 61 post contact, boy was getting into his work. Even that was with 18 tackles as well. So he finished on 90% efficiency. The whole group, 92% tackle efficiency, which was good. They topped the tackle count with 134, 9 missed in between them all and only 2 ineffective. So it's pretty solid in the middle. And we had Ricky and Jack Goz, the two that did the 80 minutes, ended up with a clean sheet of errors. Really pleasing to see. Langers, anything out of the engine room, mate, that you want to talk about?
Yeah, no, big X's stats definitely stand out for obviously knowing what happened to him, but the boy was on fire, on just top form. So yeah, very unfortunate that he snapped his arm. But yeah, like what you just said, 35 minutes, 11 runs, 124 run meters, 61 post contact, 18 tackles. That's yeah, like you'd love to see the stats of him playing a full game because it would have been pretty phenomenal, I'd imagine. But no, good to see. Yeah, tackles made, 134 for the lads. So everybody's sort of up around that 30 mark, which is good to see. Tackle efficiency is good percentages as well. They're all in the 90s, except for Ricky's 88, but that's still basically 90. So we'll take that all day. So yeah, no, good stats from the engine room, mate. Good stats.
Yeah. What about you, Ringer, mate?
Yeah, mate. It's like Lang said, so unfortunate for X because we asked for this effort after a lackluster performance last week. So we were getting it, and unfortunately, the injury happened. Paddy Carrigan just doing Paddy Carrigan things, he's a fucking Terminator, that bloke. He nearly never tops the stats, but if he isn't the second best most weeks, you know what I mean? Like, that's why he's on top of some of these other stats you've got down there, Brito. He's leading so many of them because he's just so consistent. Geno, I think we're going to see more out of him. I think there must be something with Corey Jensen at the minute, just a little bit off because, he did get through 41 minutes, 10 runs for only 61 meters. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're all in runs in shit time, but Geno usually punches out that 10 meters easy. And when he's on form. So I think he's going to have to now. He's going to have to really up his work rate and his energy to put up for that X loss. But yeah, great from the engine room. Jack Goz, he does this to us. We absolutely give him a base for a couple of weeks and he comes out. Once again, Thoroughbreds against the team that he should perform well against, considering they had pretty much no one playing for him, but you still have to play what's in front of you, and he played fucking well. So you got to give Jack that. He's going to be very well tested next week when he's facing Ali Katoa, but, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but good on him.
Yeah, I am worried about that matchup. That has crossed my mind. Eli Katoa is on an absolute fucking tear at the moment, so we'll be interesting to see if Piakura gets named. I know he was just dropped because of the, concussion, sort of, he had delayed symptoms and whatnot, so yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Okay, onto the bench. Walters, Hetherington, Smoothie, Talty. Smoothie obviously didn't get to play, as Mr. James Graham pointed out in his panic-driven sort of commentary there. Shout out to the block content Thoroughbreds. If you don't follow him, head over and have a look at the video that he did in response to that. Lad went in on Mr. Graham.
Great content.
It was great content, good viewing. And I reckon James would see that as well. We'll see what happens out of that. Alty's really the one that lit up the sheets here for the bench. Obviously comes on, gives it all. 11 runs, 93 meters, 100% tackle efficiency as well. Love to see that. Hetherington came on, did what he had to do. He got into double-digit runs, which was good to see. Not really known for that running, I guess, so but he still had to pick up the workload. He punched out 51 minutes, 97% tackle efficiency. He only had one ineffective but made 28, so very close to that 100% that we know he can do when needed. Couple of errors in there and whatnot, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, Smoothie being the only one with 0 errors off the bench, though, because he didn't make the field. So, a little bit concerning. Like I said at the top, 13 errors in total is just something we need to clean up before we get to these finals. Otherwise, Adam Reynolds can kick from the sideline until his heart's content, but those errors are just going to absolutely fuck us. So, hopefully, we can tidy that up. Langers, mate, chat on the bench.
Yeah, can't really glaze Billy Walters this week, unfortunately, because it's sort of become one of my favourite pastimes. Me eat my words basically for the last couple of years, saying why the fuck's he even in the team? Well, we know why, because his dad was the coach, sort of thing. But no, he's definitely come into his own. But he also didn't need to this game, like we were well established by the time he came onto the field. So yeah, he didn't really have to do anything special. But yeah, everybody's still doing their jobs. Ben Talty with 2 penalties. He got the most penalties out of the team, so that might be something maybe Madge can address going forward. But I mean, one of them was a high shot on Jai Gray, which is very easy to do if you are more than 5'0". So, but no, good stats. Hetherington, we love him. We absolutely love him here at Penalty Broncos. So he's doing his shit. But apart from that, yeah, no, Talty, those errors are penalties, obviously, but just, like we've glazed him before, we'll glaze him again. It's just good to see of the story that he's had this year to what's sort of eventuated for him. So, yeah, hopefully that can continue. And, hopefully you can keep giving us some meat pies and something to yell and cheer about, mate.
100%. What about you, Ringer, mate, on the bench there?
Yeah, mate. I think the shining light's Ben Talty. His rise makes even though we're going to miss X, it's comforting to know that bench is a lot more solid now with Cobbo, Talty, and Billy Walters. It'll be interesting to see who they bring in to that rotation with Jack Goz, whether they bring Jaden Hunt comes onto the bench as sort of another second rower there. I'd probably try and lean towards a bigger body playing Melbourne. I don't know who we have left with Takura. Is he anywhere near finished? I don't think so. So, I don't know who we have as a big body with no Marty, no Takura, no Willison to sort of fill that gap. Matty Colner, I think, maybe an option.
Maybe.
I have no idea, really. So I dare say it might be Jaden Hunt that'll come onto the bench. But yeah, Benny Talty, brilliant. Cobbo, great. Billy didn't have to do much this game. So, yeah, we're going to... It's not this game we're worried about now, is it? We've got to look forward to the bigger fish we need to fry, but yeah. You're not going to find any bigger fans of Ben Talty than us, I don't think, because it's good to pick up. It's good to find someone like this. Like we had a few non-starters like fucking Fletcher Baker and stuff like that. So to get someone that's actually hit the ground running is very positive.
Yep, 100%. All right, just to close out this little segment, our tally at the moment, first half for and against is 98. Second half is 26 for an overall for and against of 124. We've had 6 13-plus wins, 5 1-12 wins, 2 13-plus losses, and 6 1-12 losses. So it's good to see that the wins are spread in it, but it's good to see that when we do lose, it's at 1-12. We're not getting blown out of the park. As we go down. So anyway, that's us. We've scored 526 points so far in the season. So hopefully we can keep the for and against positive, and in the triples there for sure. There's quite a few other teams now that are starting to stack up some points, so that may prove handy at the back end of the season. All right, we'll get into a bit of Gronk here. Now, this one's going to be a bit of a. I'm gonna make Langers nervous right now, mate. You are about to get ambushed.
Oh,
I can tell you that right now,
okay.
and it is not anything like you think.
Okay.
It is, mate. This is going to be great. I
You have
actually
my
can't
attention,
wait
sir.
to do this one. Can't wait to do this one. So we'll share this one straight off the bat, Thoroughbreds. So listen in with avid ears.
G'day, boys. Repping the Penalty Broncos hat today. I'm sure you'll be proud of me. But have a look at them. Have a look at the depth of them. Fucking, there's plenty of room up here, boys. And today, I don't have the head to fill it because I'm not walking around with a big head carrying on about how good my fucking club is because they're rubbish. Another piss poor performance on a Sunday, Harvey. In the wet, I know, but yes, the wet is not our friend. Anyway, I thought I'd hit you with a bit of a funny yarn. A few weeks ago, I got on Swish, and I thought this will be fucking piss funny. I'll get on there and get Billy Walters to give Langers a bit of a fucking hard time about not liking him and what's he got to do to actually earn the big man's respect and all that business. So typed up a big message, sent it away, $55 if you don't mind. Price reduced actually, and I can see fucking why now. When I got the video, I was so excited. I was like, this is going to be fucking great. The boys will get a good laugh out of this. Anyway, you know how Billy sometimes used to get into dummy half and the obvious option is fucking Reno there and he'll just do something absolutely rogue and fuck everything? Well, that's what he done with me message. He just went fucking off script, didn't hit any of the half funny shit that I wanted him to say, and just went his own way and completely fucked it, like cannot use it. And the ringer will testify to this. Fucking, I'm pretty tight. This little cunt done me out of $55. And Langers, mate, tell you what, me and you, we're on the fucking Billy Walters Haters Club now. Fucking bye.
Done. If he hates him, I hate him.
The funniest fucking part about that is that man wouldn't let $55 go unless he had a solid fucking plan and knew he was going to get content. And the fact that he didn't get anything out of it, Billy,
Tighter than a fish's arsehole, that boy.
You couldn't buy balloons up him. Like, but yeah, poor old Billy, he's getting rinsed on field and off field from from the Gronk. That's fucking hilarious.
So funny we should say that. I've actually got the video here.
Yeah, we got it. The suspense is killing.
We'll give that one a whirl. Here we are, Langers, mate. Your very own personalised message from Mr. Walters himself.
G'day, the Langers. It's Billy Walters here from the Brisbane Broncos. The Thoroughbreds want to know if they can be friends yet and what more must a man do, big fella. But it's all good, mate. They said they're looking forward to your apology card in the mail or at least a few beers at the Caxton next Magic Round. Cheers. Go the Thoroughbreds and up the Bronx.
So you can kind of... You can kind of imagine the message. You can kind of imagine the message that the Gronk would have sent him.
Yeah.
And he's just not hit any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's disappointing, mate. Fuck
because
him.
he sort of flipped it all on its head, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
I
once I heard that he'd done it, I was like, you got to send me the video. Yeah.
We've got to get Gronk to send through his script so we could, like, for the socials, we can put Billy what actually said and what Gronk sent to him so we can fucking say, Jesus Christ.
Oh well, at least I'm on Billy's radar now. So we'll
Exactly.
take the silver
Mate.
linings, mate. But no,
we
if the
might
Gronk
hit
hate
the
him, then fuck him. I'm with him.
we might hit the Caxton beers at Magic Round next year though.
Yeah.
See if we can get Billy around for that one. I reckon. We can have like a ceremony where you two come together and bury a hatchet that he didn't know existed.
Yeah.
All right. No voicemails again this week, Thoroughbreds. You're shy, you're camera shy, I get it. But we'll get there. I've got faith that the Thoroughbreds will start sending in their voicemails for sure. And when you do, I reckon is when we start doing lives on Sundays. Because that'll be great sort of content to get the interaction there from everyone. Okay. The week ahead. Let's crack into it because we are burning some time here from the Thoroughbreds. Injuries starting to stack up. It's actually quite concerning. We had such a great run. Hayes Parham, Jock Madden, yep, we know all about that. Corey Pakes, we've got the elbow. Still nothing when he's going to be available. I haven't actually checked if he played Q Cup on the weekend. Payne Haas, I've got here as a monitoring situation. Surely, I know he had an infection. It wasn't the injury that kept him out of the game. But hopefully he's fit, firing, ready to go up against Melbourne. Ben Takura had that foot re-injured. So he's still in the rehab train. Nothing about that. It was going to be around round 24, I believe, when he was going to come back. But it's going to be a couple of weeks after that now. Brendan Piakura, concussion, we're monitoring, but he should be available for Teamless Tuesday. All things well. He needs to start wearing the headgear too. I know they do fuck all for HIAs and concussions, but seriously, if the man's going to start doing that, even Victor Radley's starting to wear
exactly.
headgear. But the fresh one on here is Xavier Willison, broken arm. I believe he's already had the surgery or he's going in for the surgery this week. Was his birthday on Saturday too, so it was a shit way to celebrate that. But he's out for 8 weeks, which puts him at about week 2 of the finals. So, perfect scenario. We hit the top 4, win game 1. We get a week off when he should be back, and then he's ready to go for the 3rd week. But we'll see how that all pans out. In the judiciary, like I said, grade 1 shoulder charge to Reese after the game, $1,000 fine because of his first offence, and he will be free to play. In the tail of the tape, up against the Storm, we're going down to Melbourne, which is like going to play Manly at Brookie or Canberra in Canberra. 57 times we've come up against them. They've actually got us here. 74% win rate they have against us. 42 games I've won. We've drawn 1, lost, and we've won 14. Ladder positions, they're currently sitting 2nd. We are 6th. Wins this season, they're at 14 out of 19, so 73.6%. We are at 11 out of 19 at 57.9. Premiership odds, the Storm are $3.30. We are $9.50, so holding firm. We haven't dropped any money. We haven't come in any. So $9.50 since before the Rabbitohs to now. $1.45 this game is for the Storm. $2.76 for the Broncos, and that is the right amount of juicy that I just like. I reckon $2.76. I know Langers will be taking a nibble at 13 plus for sure, but $2.76, I'm going to slap that on a multi with a couple of any times, maybe look at the unders as well. So gamble responsibly, Thoroughbreds, if you're doing something like that. The last time we met was not a happy hunting ground for us. It was at Suncorp. It was round 27 of last year, and we did get pumped 50-12. They ran in 9 tries. We ran in 2. So, yeah, we're looking to right those wrongs. Obviously, they don't have Hughes, so that is a massive out. Parramatta were good, and if they had it completed, you probably could have an argument that they win that. So take that how you want to take it. I know they beat us, but they completed. So We'll see how it all pans out. But this will be a great little leveler to see exactly where we are at with that competition. And I know there's a few people out there that aren't convinced on the Storm either. They've been winning dirty, close matches. So we'll see. We'll see. Their last 5, they've obviously had the Eels win, Roosters win. They lost to Manly, where a lot of people, that's where they started the question. Knights and Cowboys win. So really, 3 games out of their 5 that they should have won, they did win. They lost Manly, which they probably should have won as well. And then the Roosters was a bit of a matchup there. They're fighting for their spot in the 8. And then we've obviously had the Rabbits, Eels lost, but then we went Titans, Bulldogs, Warriors, W's. Couple of good teams in there that we have put down. Titans lately, probably not now. It would be a different story if we played them now, but certainly the Bulldogs and the Warriors are a team there that was good to get the W over. Langers, mate, how are you looking at this?
Yeah, look, I think anytime you play the Storm, you're nervous. The Storm, even without Hughes, like their depth is just as good as ours. Their sort of development sort of programs that they have are, second to none. Is phenomenal. So it always seems like, they lose a key player and then just this no named person comes through and then absolutely kills it. So unfortunately, that's probably going to happen with us. But no, 13 plus for the Broncos, I think it's paying $6.75. So juicy odds if you do like to have a responsible punt, of course. But I hope the Broncos give them hell. You know what I mean? Like, I hope it's not like last time, 50-12, nothing like that sort of shit. Because, I mean, the first sort of 15 minutes of this game with the Bunnies, it was sort of conservative is probably a word that you can put in the favour, lackluster, whatever. And I feel like if you do that to the team against the Storm, you're going to be down 12-0. And I feel like the Broncos, especially Reece, they do have that tendency of when they're losing, they develop that mentality where they need to score every play. And obviously off the back of that, errors come, more frustration, and it's just a bit of a vicious circle sort of thing. Yeah, boys are going to have to be at their best. Rest in pain, always good. He's going to come back. I assume he's going to come back and just rip and tear like he normally does. No, it should definitely probably be game of the round Thursday night. So, we'll see. And, definitely going to throw a couple of doll hairs on Broncos 13 plus, mate. Well, why not?
Good stuff. At the moment, over 47.5 total match points and a Broncos 1-12 win will get you $7.25.
Oh,
we like that.
Don't mind that. Yeah, don't mind that. So we'll just wait for the any times markets to come out and we can build from there. Ringer, mate, how do you see this game going?
Mate, interesting. I'm just trying to find some players here. Obviously, they're without Jerome Hughes, so that's a huge loss, right? That directionally, well, he's a huge loss to anyone because he's a fucking gun. But they still have Harry Grant. They still have Cameron Munster. They still have Ryan Papenhuyzen. So, we've got to be very much on our fucking game. But do we have a little bit of advantage in the centres? Like, Katoni Staggs is in close to career best form. Gamet is on his best year, come from the clouds. I think if we can get some good early ball out wide, like the Melbourne are phenomenally good defenders, right? But if we can just go with them, contain them as best we can, and get our centres early ball, like I can see Katoni getting around Jack Howarth. Even though Jack Howarth's a great defender, it's probably much his first year in first grade. And Katoni's got that fend going. So I just think that we have opportunity, especially with speed. So, it's going to be interesting. If Ezra decides to turn it on, the speed out wide could be something that we can capitalise on. However, we have to go into this game with a defence mentality because the Storm haven't been convincing. Like, they've played some beta teams lately, and I know we lost to Parramatta, but I mean, that's a lot less of a shock than it was for Parramatta to very nearly beat Melbourne. You know what I mean? And so we played like shit, and we were half a foot from pinching that game from Parramatta, which is almost the exact same form line that fucking Melbourne take into this game because they won it late also. So, yeah, I think there is definitely room that we can get them. Like, they're a bit vulnerable. I hate that they're fucking back at home after a shitty game because Bellamy will be all over their asses. I think there will be a change. You have to mitigate Xavier Coates somehow. So I just would not be surprised if Selwyn's out there just for his height and size. Like, Xavier's not the fastest creature unless he gets a wind up. So, you know, attacking wise, they very rarely beat you on that side by pure speed and running around you. They march it upfield, and then Munster or Wishart's going to kick it into that corner, put it on the try line, and we've seen we've seen Coatsy go straight over the top of Lomax in that game on the weekend, which is no mean feat. So I think that's one area we'll have to plug up. I can't imagine them putting a Karapani or a fucking Mariner out there to just bloody get railroaded by X. So I would imagine they might put Selwyn out there just to try and mitigate that. But across the park, I think we're more evenly matched if we play our best game. If we both play our best games, I think this could go very fucking close because our forward packs are similar, right? If we get Procura back, we need Procura back and we need Payne Haas back, obviously. But across the park, we're pretty similar. Like Liero, Carrigan, essentially very similar players. Blore, Ricky, just fucking workhorses, tackle hard, play hard. And then we've both got a gun, strike, Rower, Katoa, Procura, the young bull, old bull sort of stuff. And then the props, Max King, not Max King, what's his name? The other King, and Payne Haas. Like, I think we can do them. I really do, but we need to defend well. We can't let them get on a roll, and we can't let Harry Grant dictate to us how they get the fucking ball. Otherwise, we are cooked. There's two ways this game goes. We win by 2 or they win by 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Interesting with Liero. Did he didn't play this week? Does anyone know why? Was he rested or injured?
I don't know whether they rested him, but it's a strange one to rest him in when you look at how they played. So maybe he is slightly battling something.
Maybe.
Sickness,
Yeah, maybe. And I'm just looking at the stats here real quick. We have the same completion rate, 78%. Our tackle efficiency is essentially the same, 88.8 versus 88.9. Average points scored. Melbourne score average on 30. We score 27. And the points conceded, they concede 18. We concede 21.
It's very close.
If we turn up with a defensive mentality, this could go down to the wire again. And it will be very interesting because I don't think Reece makes that mistake twice when it comes to being offside, unless he's overly excited. But you're right. My concern actually isn't Puppy. It's not Grant. It's not Munster because we know that they are there. It is Coates and Katoa.
Yeah.
That are my main concern. I did have a think today that maybe Talty, but I mean, you wouldn't want to do that to Talty, send him out there against Eli Katoa. Like, that's a hill too much. We're going to need Ricky or, probably Ricky, to be honest. I know Brennan would like to put his shoulder through his rib cage, but Katoa's a big dude and Ricky's just safe. So safe. I forget what Ricky's stats are when it comes to defense this year, but he is killing it when it comes to that sort of stuff. So, yeah. Could be interesting. I will be at the edge of my seat. I know that. I'll be nervous the entire time, for sure.
100%.
For sure. Thoroughbreds, let us know. Jump in the comments and whatnot. How's the game going to go? How are you feeling? Where can we win it? Or where are we going to lose it as well? So we will move on from there into some tipping and some Supercoach real quick before we wrap up. The tipping, ringer, pulled the joker, mate. And good thing too, because I think, did you get 6 or 5? I think
I'm
it was
pretty
6.
sure. Oh, no, 6. 2 wrong. So, yeah, 6.
Yeah, you got the 6 with the 6 margin. So well done in a round where a lot of people got 4 as their highest. That was a good time to pull the joker out. Slippery Gypsy, Langers, mate. Got the you got 6 as well, I believe.
So-
With a 4 margin. So if you didn't pull the joker, you would have won the round. So good effort there. Dan R, our league leader, scored 4, so he slipped up there a little bit. Still ended up with the 2 margin, which is pretty good. And Gronk matched him 4 out of 8 with 2 margin. I got 4 out of 8 with a 12 margin. So yeah, big oopsies there. But anyway, there's a few people that didn't put their tips in. They still scored 4 because of the allocation of home and away. So that makes me feel so much better that I tried. Anyway, we move on from there. Supercoach, BJ's Battlers, our current league leader, ended up taking out the round for us this week. 1,331 for first. Mate, 1,289 for second place in the league. You're looking at big scores too there before the rain hit.
Yeah.
Bit of 1,500 plus areas.
I just see that it's updated. I've hit,
Oh, has it?
yeah, I've hit 1,300. I'm just trying to find BJ's because honestly, he could go fucking very close to. I think he's very close to the top 1,000.
I think he is.
I think he's in it. Yeah, 1,338. I think he's updated too.
Yeah, he's got 7 more.
So,
and what'd you get?
1,308. Mine went to
1,308.
So,
Yeah,
but
right.
I mean, if he's in the top 1,000 and scores again like that, I reckon he's going to go very far up the ladder because a lot of players shit the bed this week. This is my last good week, by the way. Herbie's been hurt, and if Karapani doesn't play, I mightn't be able to field fucking 18. Yeah, it's nice to know you. I'm very glad I got fucking a good score that'll shoot me up for a good round ranking, and then I'll just disappear into the sunset for the rest of the year.
Yeah, well, at the moment, so before this weekend, his overall rank was 2,462. That 1,300 plus will certainly punch him into 1,000 thing. He has got Isaiah Yeo. I don't know what his trades are like, but he's got Tino sitting on the bench. He's got Yeo that just got injured. Hughes he's still got there as well.
Yeah, right.
So he might be getting to the end of a few things there as well. So who else has he got? He's got a Herbie sitting on the bench. So if he has got some trades up his sleeve, he's got a shit ton of cash there to bring in some real big boppers for the run home. So thoughts are with you, BJ Blair. Hopefully your trades are strong this week.
You're carrying this
bit of brotherly
Supercoach comp, bro.
Absolutely. So what does that mean in regards to the Immortals, aka the Gronk? So he went up to 1,294. So bit of brotherly competition going in there. You got him by 6 points.
Never in
Love
doubt.
to see it. That means that, did I actually go up? I did. I went up 100 happy days, 1,113 for me. And Slippery Gypsy, 1,035, mate.
I'll take it.
Good shit.
I'll absolutely take
Good
it.
shit.
If I can get over 1,000, I'll take it. And I'll tell you why, Thoroughbreds. Because every single other person, if you have a look at the team value, ridiculous. 15 million, 14 million. Old Langers, 12.7. Still getting over 1,000. So
What's the,
I
what
will
was the
take
salary
it
cap?
all day.
11?
Shit.
Dear. And you wouldn't want to be getting beaten by the Penalty Broncos Supercoach team because they are all Broncos. I think they've actually dipped below the salary cap. And they scored 976. So if you didn't score that, pack it up, go home. No. What was the salary cap? Was it 11.9?
Yeah,
11.8?
like that at the start.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. I'm actually surprised I'm up around 14 mil. But anyway, we move on from there. Best bets will be back this week. Thoroughbreds, we had a little bit of a hiatus from it due to just being busy and sort of just doing our bets on the fly over the weekend. Any wrap up before we wrap up, lads?
Only one thing.
Yeah.
Do we talk about how fucking shit the refs are at the moment?
That was mine. Mine's all about the Titans game.
That's what mine was going to be.
Oh, mate.
If you are a
Not
Titans
only-
supporter,
okay,
you'd be fucking
there's
furious.
a lot of reasons I'm going to be salty on these fucking refs because if the Titans won 1-12, I was $700 and something up for a fucking bet that I got all the try scorers in. I put $3 on this fucking thing and it was potential for winning 700, and I didn't cash out at 396 in the last 3 minutes. So not happy, Dan, with that, but cashing outs for bitches, so don't worry about it. Sammy was knocked Nelly the fuck out and they didn't give it a penalty try. That is an absolute travesty. If he didn't get hit in the mouth, he scores that try. So I don't understand what happened to the penalty try. The trainer running in front of Jaden Campbell as he's just about to boot that ball, they should be walking Jaden Campbell to 10 metres dead in front of the sticks and say, go from here, son. They need to bring that rule in, I think.
Yeah.
If there's any disruption from the opposition, you get the kick from 10 out straight in front because that was fucking gamesmanship, cheating, bullshit at its best. And
Mate,
very
don't
early
even
on-
do that. Just give them 2 points.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck it. You want to do that sort of shit. And then very early on in the game, there was one where they chipped it through and Dylan Edwards dropped it cold and they said play on it, come off his foot, and then they wouldn't let the Titans challenge it because the play hadn't stopped. It was disgusting. Honestly, if you're a Titans fan, I fucking feel for you because you nearly knocked the Panthers off. You just played your fucking dicks off and you could have saved the Broncos being closer to the top 4. So I was rooting for you on so many levels. And to see a game like that, the decisions were fucking atrocious.
Well, my big gripe is the inconsistency. It's always been the inconsistency. It's for me, like you can make a wrong call 10 times as long as you make the same wrong call 10 times. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
If it's the wrong call that goes right 50% of the time and then wrong the other 50, that pisses me off. So last week we had Jack Whiten with a head clash, sin binned, then suspended for 3 games. This week we get a swinging arm from Toto into the skull of another player. Nothing.
Not even
And
on
we
a
have
report.
nothing. And it's not even on report. It absolutely does my head in. And especially when even the commentators are sitting there going, no, that is completely wrong. Like, it's just, it really boils my piss. The Panthers trainers, they did something in Cairns. I forget what it was, but they did something. They slowed the game down in Cairns. They water on the ball at the Cowboys game. Now, the Cowboys aren't innocent there because they did the exact same fucking thing. And then this shit running in front. And, like, I don't care. It's like professional rugby league players not packing a scrum. I will buy that more than I'll buy that trainer that was a mistake running in front of the kicker. Like, bullshit. Don't. Ivan Cleary, you apologized in the thing and then said, he was running a message for me. Don't even do that sort of thing. Like, especially when you didn't see it. So how do you have an excuse for what he was doing at the time when you didn't see it as well? All right, mate, any player steps over the try line or any match or whatever happens and runs front, you get the 2 points. Don't worry about taking the kick.
Yeah.
and it stops.
Yeah.
It instantly stopped. Like, not that it started. It's only done it like this is the first time I've seen it happen. But yeah, I fucking just that head high thing on Semi. That was bullshit.
Yep.
Absolute bullshit. And if I was the Titans, and they don't even get an apology now because they stopped doing the Monday apology review.
Exactly.
So they don't even get that now.
It's
but
just
that
like
something needs. Yeah, I mean, what can we do? Like, who can have a big enough voice where they actually make them do something this week to make amends for that?
Yeah.
No one. They just don't do anything.
I would like to know how the narrative would go if it was the Titans that were doing that to the Panthers. You know, like if it was Sammy that wrapped his forearms around the jaw of Toto, what would have happened then? If a Titans trainer ran in the front of Cleary while he was lining up for a kick, what happens then? I bet you that would be in the media, left, right, and centre. But because it's the opposite, that no, it's just an accident, and I'll play on after that, and it's like, what? Like, yeah, it was. If you're a Titans supporter, oh yeah, absolutely feel for you because that was bullshit. You 100% deserved that comeback win, and fuck the Panthers, as I've said before, and I'll say again.
That's the worst part about it, right? Like, if it was a team that's struggling, like the Titans are struggling, but I mean, the Bunnies don't get those calls. You know what I mean? Like, that's the part that fucking boils your piss, is that it's the Panthers. The Panthers don't need that shit to go their way. If they fuck it up that bad, good, that's their fault. Like, and what the definition of penalty try, right? Foul play obstructing a certain try. Philip Sammy nearly puts that fucking ball down even though he's nearly concussed. Like, he only just touched the sideline with his toe anyway. So you can't tell me that if he didn't get hit in the face, if he just got hit on the shoulder or hit in the ribs, he just lands on the ball and scores a try. So they go back and give him a penalty anyway. So I really do not fucking understand how they come to that decision. It blows my fucking mind. And it's just annoying that it's the teams that don't need the leg up that are getting the leg up.
Yeah. I'm number one Nathan Cleary hater. I'm a bit of a Ivan Cleary lover just because of this. I think he's just a go-to coach. But Nathan, I just still calling him an absolute freak for kicking that 2-point field goal when he was not under pressure. He probably kicks those in his sleep, and forget to absolutely mention the fact that the team nearly coming last has pushed this team to the absolute limit of a golden point.
Yeah.
But then still giving the credit to Cleary for being a freak to get him out of that situation. No, let's praise the Titans. They were dog shit 2 weeks ago. And then they've gone back-to-back games there where they've put it to the Warriors. They've come over. Everyone expected the Panthers. You go and have a look at all the podcasts, all the betting apps, all the tipping apps. The Panthers should have done this 28+ sort of thing, and to send it to Golden Point with some controversy as well. It shouldn't have even gone to Golden Point, but yeah, that boils my piss as well.
Can't wait for 360 tomorrow night.
Oh, mate, Gordy, I know Gordy's not happy about the trainer.
Gordy has finally got something to talk about with the fucking Titans instead of fucking ripping shit into the Broncos.
Big Gordy back in the day probably would have punched the shit out of the trainer if he hadn't done that to lock you. All right, fuck that. Get away from that shit. It's bringing negative energy into my fucking life.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of days without it now. But seriously, the something needs to happen in the off-season with the NRL and the officiating. Yeah. We've spent millions on the bunker, and we're no bugger off. And if anything, we're making worse calls.
Surely we can get some new refs. Surely there can't be just those refs that are constantly in there. They're the ones constantly making the errors. Surely we can get some new refs. Surely.
Maybe like a first grade 30 squad. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe because they are comfy. Maybe they're not getting dropped. I know they're on a good wicket. I know some are on 300,000 plus a year. Maybe if you don't ref to the right and you don't play, you don't get your salary. Or you have a base salary that depends on you reffing A-grade games. But to have that, we need to have stock.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Pump fuck tons of money into bringing them up through the ranks so that you have depth, essentially. So if you have a fucking shocker, you drop next week and you don't get your match payment, you get your fucking, and you got to go back and think about what you did like a naughty boy, like a player does. Like, I think it's the only way.
And not
the way you got to
shocker.
do that is pump money into bringing your refs up, because it's a cunt of an idea. Like, you hate bagging them because you're not getting many of them coming through because everyone bags them, right? So it's a 50-50 call. You got to try and build your refs up, try and make sure that they're well compensated for what they got to put up with. But also, we're a professional fucking sport, and we shouldn't be having this conversation every couple of weeks.
Yeah, 100%. And we'll be into the games. We know the shit that gets the absolute brainless comments that get thrown out to them. Sometimes you're like, Jesus Christ, no wonder these guys don't want to play here.
Exactly.
And like, it wouldn't have to be, if a clanger would be like an obvious clanger, like the Toto thing, you get dropped. It's not, oh, you missed this call that could have gone either way. Like, you're not going to get dropped for that, but yeah, just don't fuck up that sort of shit. Be consistent. Okay. All right. We're done. Thanks, Thoroughbreds, for tuning in for another episode. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Tell us about your mate. Tell us to your mate. If you have found us, then sweet. But help us grow the platform, get more listeners in. Head over to our socials on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. A like on our posts costs you guys nothing. A comment gives us motivation. Sharing our content introduces the page to other people, and hitting the favorite button where you can helps us with engagement as well. Bet responsibly, bet for fun and not for the rent. Be a contributor to society. Stay out of one another unless it's consensual. Remember, we are doing NRLW lives, mainly the night before the NRLW game. So make sure you tune into those ones and listen to those as well. Also, we might be doing a bit of a live watch along for the grand final, regardless of who the teams are in that. So keep your eyes out for this spot. We'll gallop off into the week. Have a good one. Cheers.
Thanks, Thoroughbreds.